2022 looks to be a good year for Star Citizen ships, and I wanted to talk about what ships are planned for release, what's seeing work now, what's in active development, and what's not. Let's start by looking at what's on the roadmap for the next couple of patches ship release-wise. For Alpha 3.17, the Q1 2022 patch, we've got the Scorpius. That was when we last saw Cloud Imperium talking about it in its white box phase, moving on to grey box. Now, Cloud Imperium have said that work is going fast on that ship. I'm not sure if it's going to make a 3.17.0 initial launch, though. Maybe it will still be part of the 3.17 patch. Maybe I'll be surprised, and it will just be, bam, yeah, it is out. It wasn't actually that complicated to get out. We also have the Hull A here. It was in its final art and exterior grey box phases from the last time we heard about it, at least for its interior, and I think work on that was going particularly well. Alpha 3.18 has the Hull C, which is almost complete. It's in its final art and lighting phases, as too is the Vulture as well, that light salvage vehicle. So Hull C, you got your big cargo transport, which makes sense that it's going to be in 3.18 because there's a big cargo rework and overhaul here. That makes sense that they want to get the Hull C in for that, and it's a ship that has been widely anticipated and much delayed, the Hull C, so it's good that they're actually getting it in. Vulture, light salvage ship. Light salvage mechanics are supposed to be in 3.18. That's pretty exciting. So those two ships, bam, they're going to allow us to do a lot in the verse, and cargo hauling, especially with the Hull C, is going to be vastly profitable if you leverage it right, although obviously a lot more risk involved there. Now, there's a couple of rumours that we might see this 3.16.1 patch and have some new vehicles with that, or at least there's a couple of vehicles we may see sometime in 2022, and that's the mobile refinery ship that Cloud Imperium have sort of rumoured and blurred and talked about a couple of times, and the consolidated Outlands hoverbike, which they revealed at the end of December. Looking forward to seeing those in-game. We don't know much more about them. It does look like the hoverbike is flight ready, but we'll only know in the coming weeks. We do also have the progress tracker, and the progress tracker tracks progress of ships and features that Cloud Imperium are working on, and I wanted to talk about that. The Banu Merchantman is in active production, and its current set of work showing on the progress tracker is supposed to be completed at the end of Q2 2022. Now, there's going to be more work needed after that. Last we heard, it was in its white box phase. It is the ship I'm most excited to see in game, at least at the moment, to see come to life, because it's one of the oldest ships. It's quite a large cargo ship. It has shops on board if you want to like fly a floating shop, a floating bazaar, and go to sort of more rarer, less common locations and sort of trade with them in the sticks and make a load of money that way, but also do a bit of cargo hauling, also have a good amount of firepower to get out of dastardly situations. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Merchantman in game. We have the Drake Corsair, which is also in active development. They are in the white boxing phase and doing pre-production work on it at the moment. It is set to have a lot more work done to it mid Q3 2022. It's quite likely this could be a Q3, Q4, more like a Q4 2022 release in my opinion. I do think it's something we might see this year. The Banu Merchantman, it's possible to see by the end of the year. I think it's less likely, but it is possible. The Hull D and E, massive sort of cargo haulers, are planned to get some concept work done in Q1 and Q2 of this year. It doesn't look like they'll be completed anytime soon, though. The Misk Odyssey has concept work planned to complete in Q2 2022. That sort of makes sense. They want to finish out concepting that ship and then planning where it can land in the schedule so they can get it out. It isn't going to be completed anytime soon. It's likely going to need a huge amount more work done. Almost certainly not going to be done this year. Q3 sees some interesting work with, well, the mighty mining ship, the Orion. So in this 6-week sprint of work that it's got planned, it's just to update the concept work. So it's sort of ready to go into white boxing, grey boxing more readily in the future. It's nothing more than that. But just getting the Orion sort of confirmed, its metrics all sort of done, we get to then know about that. How much has that ship increased? Last we heard it doubled in length. That's big. It big ship. And I want Cloud Imperium to start talking about it more and more. Something I do think we will see released later this year is the Origin X1, that luxury hoverbike. The EU vehicle team are planning to work on it from February to the end of June. I feel that that's quite likely for a Q2, Q3 release. They've obviously done the Gravlev rework recently. What better time there to get all the sort of hover bikes in game, and then do scramble races and things like that again. Various ships are planned to go to gold standard as well in the coming quarters. The Greycat PTV, not really a ship, that's planned to be brought to gold standard in Q1. I suspect it will just work a bit better. It's a silly little vehicle at the moment, not super useful. They actually do have 3 ships planned to see work in Q3, getting them up to gold standard. So the 600i, that's going to see a huge update. This will see the Explorer and Touring both get a lot of internal changes. We're going to see a Tier 2 medical bed added and individual crew quarters, I believe, for both ships. There's also a full-on armory and solid updates to the vehicle cargo hold for the Explorer and the Touring. That's going to lean much more into luxury guest transportation. And obviously, we are getting taxi missions and things like that make that sort of gameplay much more realistic in the not too distant future. We do know things they're getting moved around as well. The modularity of the ship has been moved to the rear from the sort of midsection. The Retaliator, again, Q3. We know that they've been working on modularity for the ship. They bring it up to gold standard. They want you to be able to change its torpedo bays for cargo, living quarters, or dropship pods at some point in the near future. We know that's probably going to be one of the first ships to get proper modularity. There is also a Cutlass gold standard pass for Q3. The Cutlass is one of my favourite ships and pretty widely used in game. Makes sense to make it as functional and gold standardy as possible. Talking about modularity, actually, there is also work on the Carrack's modules, but I don't have much information on that beyond the 3 little cargo pods on the Carrack will be able to be changed out for other modules in the future. That'll be cool. You know, they're sort of working on that. There are a load of unannounced ships and vehicles that Cloud Imperium are working on too, which will be revealed throughout the year. We know that the Starfarer is getting its refueling and refining mechanics, and we're going to see a lot of work on that, and we can expect to see a lot of that very soon, because obviously they're planning to get refueling into the game. Cloud Imperium have said that the concept work for the Polaris is complete, and they're ready to take that to the next phase as soon as they have the resources for it. Its hangar's bigger now, and it has some capital-sized components. A lot of people are excited about the Polaris. It's super powerful, combat, multi-role, multi-crew ship. I think a lot of people are going to make it their little mini home bases for their small group of smaller org. It was recently confirmed as well that the Carrack, the Perseus, the Apollo, the Ranger, the Endeavour, and the Genesis are not yet in active production. They're not in active development. And that's what we know at the moment in regards to what ships they're working on, what their plans are. Now, there is a lot more that could happen this year as well. There's a load more, as I said, unannounced things that are going on. So we could certainly see some new ships and some new variants of current ships and vehicles turn up. We do know that Cloud Imperium like to have big sales at the end of May with the Invictus Fleet Week, but also in November and around CitizenCon in October. So you've got CitizenCon October. You've got the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo at the end of November. So they like to have loads and loads of ship sales then, loads of new things announced and released. And they don't like to have the sort of same concept cycle for ships anymore. They like to get them out as quickly as possible. Yes, they're still going to sell concept ships and vehicles, but they try to get them straight to flyable or soon to flyable where possible. So really looking forward to seeing Cloud Imperium clear out a load of the ships that they've got in the works. We obviously know that we're going to see work on the Bengal, we're going to see work on the Javelin, the Idris. Are they going to be available this year? Well, they're probably going to be available for us to tour and do things like that during the events that they have. They like to put them in game as at least combatants for us to fight. But I'm really interested to know what you think. What ships are you hoping to see this year? What would you like to see Cloud Imperium complete? What do you think's realistic? What do you think's going to slip to another year? Do you think that any of those not in production ships are actually going to be prioritized? Do you think some of these ships that are currently a priority are going to get deprioritized? Obviously, we saw that with the Taurus multiple times. It got deprioritized because they wanted to get other stuff worked on, and it only recently came out, really, so that was a weird one. But do you think we'll see the Banu Merchantman at the end of the year? What about the Drake Corsair? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What is best in life? To crush your enemies? To see them driven before you? And to hear the lamentations of their women? No, of course not. It's NordVPN. I never saw Conan the Barbarian checking his bank balance and then watching some cool shows on Netflix, all while protecting his privacy and being super secure. To be honest, I can't even remember Conan wearing a shirt. Silly Conan. And now, a big old snake god's got your internet history. Good job. Don't be a Conan the Barbarian. Check out NordVPN. Links below for powerful discounts too. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For January 2022, it's for a Drake Cutlass Steel, a light assault dropship variant of the Cutlass, perfect for attacking Jumptown and similar narcotic processing areas. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Star Citizen ship is comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details down below. If you would like to further support the channel, consider clicking the join button under my videos or becoming a Patreon. Comments, suggestions, likes and shares all help the channel massively too, so always feel welcome to share your opinion or feedback. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.